Hey guys, Mike B. Rolling here. I had a good question pop up. Y'all keep them questions coming, by the way, man. They're kind of slacking off. I know there's a lot more people out there that don't know what they're doing. Ask me. I'll answer. That's what this channel's for. But and like and subscribe, by the way. I had a question about insurance, how truck insurance calculated. And I was like, man, you know, I know a lot about it, but I don't know that formula for how they come up with the numbers. So I called my insurance lady before I did this video, and my suspicions were correct. It's when they calculate, it's based on the value of your truck. Insurance is kind of a tricky thing. When they ask you, when you're leasing on with the company, you're going to tell, you know, I'll buy your insurance because, and trust me, it's most of the time, like 90% of the time, it's cheaper to buy the insurance through the company you're leasing on with, because they're big and they negotiate every single year with that insurance company to keep the prices affordable. But basically, you tell them the value of for the physical damage, you tell them the value of your truck, and then each insurance carrier has their own price per every, you know, $1,000 of value. It's this many dollars or cents, you know. So you know, there's really no definitive answer. Every company's different, but it's very affordable, the physical damage. But the important thing, plus, you know, when you lease on, you're going to pay physical damage on your truck, and you're going to pay as an owner-operator, you're not going to have workman's comp. You have the independent contractor's version of workman's comp. It's called occupational accident. OCAC is what what everybody nicknamed it. But that's just a flat rate. You know, that's nothing that's going to change from company to company. But you'll be paying physical damage on your truck and your trailer if you have one, and then your OCAC, and that's it. I mean, the carrier covers the rest, the cargo, the liability, and all that. But here's the trick about insurance. And a lot of people don't know this. People have been in the industry for years and years don't know this. But this is where you make sure your butt is thoroughly covered, and you make sure you're not wasting money. Because the market value of trucks is like this. And insurance is based on market value of your truck at the time of the accident. You never know, you know, if you set it for, you know, say you bought your truck for $50,000, you know, we'll just use nice round numbers. Say you bought your truck for $50,000 and you insure it. I always say, I got a good price, so I'm going to insure it for $55,000, just in case something were to happen. You know, I can prove fair market value is higher than what I paid for the truck. You know, you go on truck paper and enter all the specs of your truck, and then look for a truck just like yours, and it'll kick out a whole bunch of prices. Just print that page out. There's your proof that the current market value is higher than what the insurance company says. But, you know, that's just one of those tricks. But the number one, the important thing is that market value changes. As a matter of fact, on that call I just did with the insurance lady, I just lowered my insured value of my truck because the market's dropping. You know, I had my truck set at $80,000. It's a 2013 with over 1 million miles on it, but I've got a 1999 engine that's E-Log exempt, so the value of my truck was, you know, quite a bit elevated over the standard 2013 T660. So I had it set at $80,000, and the market value now just won't carry that. And here's the trick: if you don't change your insurance, you're still paying on that. You know, say in my case, I was still paying on $80,000. Well, the market has slowly dropped off on the value of the trucks, so I just backed my insurance all the way back to $60,000 because that's what the market's showing right now. When you go, I went on truck paper and I entered in the exact specifications of my truck, and then I put in big bold parentheses E-Log exempt. And that kicks out a list of just a very few trucks. There's not a whole lot out there. This truck's not really one of a kind, but it's pretty daggone close. But, you know, it's not a glider kit. It's not titled as a glider kit, but, you know, I had it built to be, it's a glider kit for all intents and purposes. It's just not titled that way. But I lowered my insurance from 80 back to 60 because it kicked out a list of between, you know, in the mid 50s to the mid 60s. So you just split the difference down the middle and insure it for $60,000. Well, that'll cut my insurance price down, you know, 20, 30 bucks a month, 40 bucks, something like that. It'll save you a little bit of money. But here's the trick that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people will be like, oh, you know, I want to save on insurance, so I'm going to insure my truck for, I paid $50, I'm going to insure it for $50,000, right? Well, then the market goes, boo, and gets stupid. Like, you know, the last couple of years, the market's been absolutely stupid on prices. I got a guy walking up with my paperwork. He's going to interrupt me here in a minute. But the market went up and absolutely stupid on prices here for the last couple of years. and guys didn't. Okay, I'm back. I got interrupted there. But yeah, the guys will insure their truck for $50,000 because they paid $50,000 for it. Then the market, something will happen in the market, and the prices will start going stupid again. And that truck they paid $50,000 for might be worth $60,000 now. Well, then they get into an accident, and the insurance company is not going to pay you the actual value of the truck. They're going to pay you what you've insured it for, because you are now technically underinsured. So if you're insured for $50,000 and your truck's worth $60,000 and you get into an accident, you're not getting $60,000, you're only getting $50,000. And on the other hand, if you're insured for, say, $50,000 and then the value of your truck goes down, the market drops. Now you're overinsured. The market's not going to pay you the $50,000 that you insured for. It's going to pay you the actual cash value, market value of your truck at the time of the accident. So if you're insured for $50,000 and the market's dropped off for the last 2 or 3 months, 6 months, and that truck's now only worth about $40,000. Well, you're only going to get $40,000 because that's market value. But even though you're paying for $50,000, you're overpaying for your insurance, which is the situation I was in. I was overpaying by about $15 to $20 a month because I was still set at $80,000, and the market in the last year has dropped off on trucks. So I backed my insurance back down, save a little bit of money. It doesn't take much. About every 6 months or so, I address it. I'll look up my truck, and if the value starts getting out of the parameters of where I'm insured for, then I'll call the insurance lady and, hey, change the value on my physical damage, bump it up or drop it down, about every 6 months or so. Doesn't take but a phone call. It's very, very simple. But that's kind of how insurance works. And this video is not real long, but I think that and then OCAC, that's a set rate. Nothing changes with that. And of course, everything else is covered. As a with your own authority, it's a little bit different. The calculations and everything are still the same. All the rules are still the same, but when you have your own authority, you're going to buy everything, all the insurance, and that's where you're bringing in the liability and the cargo insurance on top of your physical damage and your occupational accident. But this question was regarding owner-operator leasing on with the company. So I hope that answers your question. I know it answers your question. I don't have to say I hope it does. I know it does. And if you don't understand it, ask for more clarification. I'll be happy to go into greater detail. But yeah, it's going to be a slow week, man. I'm getting my 3rd load. That's all I got this week, 3 loads. It's Wednesday morning now, but I should have got this unloaded yesterday afternoon and been at home basically done for the week. Tuesday afternoon, there's just no more loads. It's pretty slow, boys, pretty slow. But yeah, I'm gonna finish getting this load off and take the beast to the shop. I got the 90-day inspection done on the truck and trailer yesterday, and they found a problem that I didn't catch. That's where I was saying that 90-day inspection, a lot of guys don't like it, but they caught something that I didn't catch, and that's why I say that there's more to that 90-day inspection. That these companies, there's a reason they do that. They catch more stuff than you do because they're looking a lot closer than you do. And he caught something, and I thought, well, I could probably do that myself, but I'd rather just take it to the shop and let them bust their knuckles and cuss and throw wrenches and go through all that. But yeah, it's a minor steering column issue, but we'll get her dialed out and get back on the road and hit the ground running next week. This week's looking pretty daggone slim, and those out there running anything that has to do with manufacturing, you got to keep in mind that we're already super slow, but we're coming into July now, and July is historically for manufacturing the slowest month of the year because that's when they do their 1 week shutdown for retooling and whatnot. And you know what? I'll just make a separate video about that. But, yep, that's the deal. That answers your question about insurance, and I'll probably edit all this off of there. Well, y'all, I'll leave it in there. Heck with it. I'm feeling froggy. Y'all have a good day. Like and subscribe. Share the video. Share the channel. Got any more questions? Keep them coming. Happy to help, boys. Catch y'all later.